right,
Right.
the first time and make it right with your distillation process, no matter how good it is. In reality, I've said before, they ought to call us fermenters, but it wouldn't sound too good. But because that's where your flavors, that's the critical part of the whole operation. But
I guess I'm just curious how, if you get one of those acclaimed barrels that are no longer made, like the Stitzelweller, the old Michter's distillery, and part of that's just location. It's where the distillery was located, the water and all that. But like part of that you would think would be knowledge that they could replicate. And are they?
no two barrels ever are the same. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you could ever replicate something. Well, you couldn't that was made at a different
Right.
distillery. You could replicate exactly the process. Use the same grain bills.
You just end up with
I
something
mean,
different.
you could be in the same place, but if your grain didn't start off with, if your grain was better back then than today, to be the best of the best, you've got to start off with the best raw materials, and that's the key to the process. And
Do you guys use one cooperage? Or
for a barrel,
Yeah.
yeah. Independence Day, there's only two major cooperage companies: Bluegrass Cooperage and Brown Forman, and they don't have a heck of a lot to sell to anybody anymore because of Jack Daniels. And they're building another place down in Alabama. And then Independence Day, which provides more than 3/4 of all the bourbon barrels come out of Independence
do you
Day,
pick
which
the
is
wood, or did you depend on the cooperage to pick the wood?
that's the biggest bunch of marketing BS I've ever heard. When they say, I picked this tree, or I picked the top of it or the bottom of it. When a tree's cut, you got hundreds of trees cut, and how in the world you're going to pick that top section and all these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of barrel staves running down these conveyors? That's just like
That was my
sour
hunch.
mash. That's sour mash on a bottle. We all use sour mash process.
Yeah.
When you see it on a bottle, it's nothing but
It means
marketing.
nothing.
And when people talk about that, I think that's worse than sour mash. To me, I mean,
Picking barrel.
it's what be honest, and you don't have to worry about anything. And things like that just irritate me. As do all these flavored bourbons. They're not bourbon because if they're
Who is selling? I don't even know. I don't pay attention to it, so I don't know. Flavor.
well, what's that stuff from Jim Beam called?
the red stack.
Red Stag. Then they have another flavor now, or a bourbon finished in a port barrel, or cognac barrel, or a brandy barrel. The flavor's changed. It's been changed, so it's no longer bourbon. People say, "Well, we're not saying it's bourbon." The perception is
They're saying we're mixing
they're deceiving. We're saying
Finish.
Kentucky straight bourbon finished in a cognac barrel, or Kentucky straight bourbon with honey added, or with blackberries or whatever. And our marketing people, that's the fastest growing spirits category in the business, is these flavored things like blackberry or cherry or whatever in a bourbon.
Yeah, but it sits on the shelf with bourbon.
Well, yeah, exactly. And our marketing people, I mentioned earlier down there, they try to get us to put age claim on labels, and I told them it's never going to happen as long as I'm here. And we're missing the boat. The fastest growing categories is, and
Older bourbon.
and I said the same thing. That will never, ever, ever happen. And I don't have that kind of influence.
Yeah.
But at 70, I'm old enough to retire, and they know I'm serious. I won't be a part of it. If we ever come up with that, I'm not working.
Well, I like your
There
point
anymore.
that if you have to hit
If
birthdays,
somebody wants a
12-year-old bottle.
a blackberry bourbon, go and have your bartender mix it.
Yeah.
Don't put it in the bottle and assume everybody likes it.
I like your point about the barrels, and if you have to hit birthdays to hit that age statement,
And you're waiting on them.
you could be throwing out barrels that were perfectly good 6 months ago.
That's right. That's right. Or you end up using them so you can't get your flavor
Right.
the way you want it. That's what ends up happening. And that's why some of these single barrels, I've tasted some of the best single barrel, some of the best old bourbons are, the single barrels, the old stuff. But then, boy, I've tasted some that,
Just all oak.
and you spend several $100s a bottle, and you want it to be good, and not be surprised in a negative way.
I've never